book of Second Corinthians. It's the book of Second Corinthians, chapter 2, and verse 11, and it reads, 2 Corinthians 2 and 11. Least Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. I want to start off by giving all praise, all honor, all glory to call Lord Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai, by Hashem, Hakodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles that taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the elder bishops and the men up under them, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity. Double honors to our elders and apostles. Peace and salutations to all the true believers, believing in this truth. I want to say salutations and blessings to the mixed multitude, the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the other land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. The brother Yahweh coming at you with another lesson through the spirit, through the power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai. Yahweh meaning he is, he exists, or he to be. By Hashem, by his end, how is the Hashem his name. Yahushai meaning he saves, or he deliverer. True names of the Most High God and his Son, who these people ignorantly call God in Jesus Christ, but whose true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushai. This lesson is inspired by I was just, being honest, Satan. Brother told me that too before I did what I did. Hey, I'm hard-headed, That's why the Lord said, I'm going to make your head hard against theirs, And the thing is, hard-headedness can be a good thing. We're going to have to be hard-headed against what they about to try to push upon us, because you're going to really show, like the elder always say, we're going to see who really truly believed. It's coming. So get your house in order. First your spiritual one, then, your physical. But anyhow, that was the Lord. I didn't even plan on, you see, I changed up how I actually do, the intro of the lesson. Like this ain't scripted. But, these weak ass bodies, you might, again, scripted is, what in my opinion, scripted, because, all it is opinions. Everybody got one. It's really, we worried about what the Lord care about. Again, at the end of the day, a man might have not done no video get delivered. You know what I'm saying? Like but the thing is, the Lord favors what he favors, and the Lord does pay attention to effort. You know what I'm saying? Lord threw everything at me. I said, God damn again. And you should get stronger. Salakia though. This is all, like I said, that's how you know it ain't scripted. This is the Lord. I was drinking a little bit. Anyhow, I get into the automatic writing like Stephen King. Stephen King wrote The Shining drunk. If you didn't know that. Yeah, Satan was on him. I know a lot of little odd facts, I ain't as well knowledgeable. I'm not as knowledgeable as the elder bro. I heard a brother say that. He's like, you got all that knowledge and you ain't doing nothing with it. The Lord got us fighting battles, man. And the Lord did something to me recently. I was like, God damn. How you gonna judge? You can't judge nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you want to be a judge, and a spiritual man judges all things because he's judging it on the scriptures. We all ain't shit. When you take time to really if you sit and meditate on it, that's one of the things I respect about the elders and apostles. They really humble individuals because they understand that they actually have significance and power, and they don't lord over brothers, men naturally just being. I was watching this show. It's funny. Walking Dead. Brothers are all hip to Walking Dead, but I never watched Fear of the Walking Dead, right? And I was watching the episode, what's his name? Travis? Because I just started watching it because I'm, keeping my mind from, splintering right now. And anyhow, I was explaining to my friend about how, it's not really the zombies. Just like The Witcher is not really the monsters. All monsters ain't ugly, you know what I'm talking about? But anyhow, he was trying to tell his son, because he's trying to hold on to his son, but that's how I remember brother told me that you can't control this. Like, they're not really our children. So he trying to control this. And it showed you something deep about it because of the fact, this is the Lord, because I wasn't even planning on speaking on it. But anyhow, I was just watching it yesterday. So he was married because he remarried. So he had a son from a previous marriage, and she was married, but her husband died. And they both had children from those previous marriages. So they talking about their family, but they really wasn't a family. You know, one person, his son resented them because he felt that he left his mother, and then they like, who the fuck is these foreign people? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, come to find out the guy that played in that role, he, what is he? Polynesian, you know, which they'll go back to like Maui and Hawaiians, which are warriors. They might even be Jake, you know. Well, they not Jake, you know. I think they, Japhet. But nonetheless, they warriors. You know, he even said that in the show. But I'm going everywhere because my brain everywhere. But long story short, his son kept on rebelling, so he could never get his son to listen to him because his son really didn't respect him because he feel like you hurt him. Yeah, that's fucked up as a parent because only a parent can understand that. Look, children want to understand it. You got men that's up in their ages but still children in the mind. I'm like that to a degree. That's what I said. I'm like the Joker because, well, first of all, when you understand Joker was somebody, that nigga, that way he wore purple. You know, Prince taught you that. That's why he wore purple. But at the same time, you know, he was a lunatic. He never grew up. He was like Peter Pan. You know, he only knew like 2 speeds. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he never stopped. You get it? He slowed down, but he never stopped. Pay attention to that part. But anyhow, in that episode of Fear the Walking Dead, the father came across some dudes. The father was fucked up. His son felt like an outcast because he was, you know, and he met some dudes that was with him. And he in his mind, like, oh yeah, they fuck with me. Yeah, he felt like he fitted in. He never fit in with his family. He never fit in with his father. He was lost. My brother used to always say that about me. I was like, damn. And the only way I found anything was coming into the truth. Ain't that deep though. Right. So anyhow, he kept on trying to tell them this, you know, no, yeah, do this and don't do this. And they didn't listen to him at all. And guess what? All kind of bad shit happened to them. I forget, I think it's like the 2nd season, like the later episode. Because it's funny because I started wondering, like, where the fuck, why they stopped talking about his story? And then the next episode went into what happened to his son. And he lost his mind because his son chose them over him. And when he saw them, he like, where my son at? So they lied. Then they came and told the truth, like, oh, nah. But it going into the point of you can't save nobody but yourself. That's what the scriptures talk about in the book of Philippians. Seek out your own salvation with fear and trembling. You know? So I just thought about that yesterday because I was like, damn, you know, that's what wisdom is so important. And the scriptures give you a lot of wisdom. You ain't got to necessarily get it from a man. Some men are so like elevated that they can get it just from reading the scriptures. While sometimes the Lord has mercy on individuals to have somebody, you know, that's mercy when the Lord sends somebody. It might be in an unpleasant way, like, damn. But, you know, again, I had elders, which I knew this man probably wasn't that much older than me. I had men sit and talk to me in certain kind of ways, and I'm, you know, I watched Jake laugh at me, and I'm looking like, man, you ain't probably even really loved nobody before. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because know how you know you love somebody when they hurt you, where you like want to hurt them or want to hurt yourself? You know, that's love. You know what I'm saying? It's going to fucking, like, what's the word? Embody you. That feeling going to, like, and your job is not to let it take you completely over. But I ain't here to give a lesson. I just was, you know, the Lord been showing me so many things. And like I said, again, that's why brothers being bombarded. You know, it's very spiritual out here. And the brother was like, don't do it now. But again, it wouldn't have worked out right. I know for a fact. You know, like I, you know, again, I see certain shit. I'm like, nope. He said, nope. And know who funny is a comedian that Ali Siddiqui or whatever his name. That dude funny though, because that's a real nigga that literally took his pain and made it into some like the Lord of love. I'm not, you know, fuck a real nigga like the brother made that song. He said, "Where all the real niggas at? In the fire. All the real bitches at in the fire." You know what I'm saying? Yeah, put their ass in the fire, Lord, please. Like brother said, lock this shit down. But this lesson is based off of something I just saw. That might inspire me to go out. Yeah, Satan, pray for me, Baba Gashah. If you love me, brother say they love, so love me still. So I love the Lord. Lord, they took the truth away. But he got Satan gone doing. He doing some whooping, some kick ass. You ever see that? Lord kick some kick ass. But ultimately, I don't feel sorry for me. You know, ultimately, if the Lord with me, I don't need you like that. it's good to be thought of and it's good to be loved on, but people I thought loved me done left me. Pretty much all of them. Only one I ain't left is the Lord, so I don't intend to leave the Lord. Sometimes, like he said, great men, great men, But saying all that to say this, don't be deceived by anyone, anything, or what's going on. And I'm about to show this video because it was making a lot of sense. Like this, niggas don't see nothing. Like nigga, I'm watching some shit. My friend was calling like, why is you sitting in your car? And I'm like, bitch, I'm in my car in my driveway, right? Back where I grew up at, we would be on the porch, causing all the attention. Nigga, we would be on the corner, being seen by everybody. Like, you get what I'm saying? So it's funny that mother got a issue with me sitting in my car. A nigga act like Cleveland is all his, but a nigga ain't gonna fight for his own family. You know what I'm saying? And that's real nigga shit. Like this weird ass nigga keep just keep doing this shit though. Anyhow, word devices goes into I'm gonna actually play it. Weird old
Strong's
ass
G 3540 Naima.
It says a mental perception thought, an evil purpose, which thinks the mind thoughts or purposes. So a motherfuckers, your thought, scripture talk about the darts of the fiery darts of Satan, right? So those are thoughts. Satan, I remember telling my demon about that. My demon know a lot of little shit, right? So I mean, not really, but to a degree. She know more than the average ass goofy ass nigga, right? You have a nigga really follow. I take in consideration what a woman say because you can learn anything. The Lord have used, you got to remember the Lord used women to actually help men that he was dealing with. You got to remember these things. So don't never just exclude anything. You a true leader would take and that's your job. And yeah, it might be frustrating. I thought about it when, it is amongst a lot of brothers. It was certain brothers that you can rely on, certain brothers you can't. I was probably one of the ones that you could rely on because everybody hit me up. Everybody didn't kick it with me, but they also understood that I didn't have time to kick it. So when I would try, I remember one time I tried to kick it. It got so drunk, I was scared of that because they was in a weird ass structure. You know what I'm saying? Like the motherfucker was not 3 stories high; it was 2 stories. But the motherfucking structure was so big, and I'm like, it was just weird. I went in there and I had to leave. I'm like, I did drink a lot, but it was like more than that. This shit made me feel like Jacob's Ladder. I was like, what the fuck? Like it was weird. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't just I was drinking. Come on, like I could drink. Like. Yeah, I might, drinking and not throwing up doesn't make you could drink. Drinking is keeping your same composure. But nah, like it was something different about that night. I'll never forget that. That's like etched in my brain, like Etch a Sketch. Like I'm like, what the fuck? And it's nothing but Edomites. It's like, it make you think of if you ever seen like Blade or certain movies like Constantine, the nightclubs they go to. It was just like a weird vibration in that bitch. And I always wonder, like, why I got that weird ass sensation, but nobody else did. Maybe it was me. Maybe they just not on the level. I don't know. Like, again, certain things I don't even try to question. It's a lot of thoughts and questions I have, but certain shit I do question. Like, damn, we all a part of the same thing. But you go back to the scripture. Scriptures talk about the wheat and the tares. The Lord will put certain men in here to like keep everybody on their toes. If you really true got love for somebody, you're not just not gonna say nothing to them. You're gonna let them know, even if you get cut. Like if you ever seen Snowfall. Snowfall knew he was the dude. The fuck is his name? The Snowfall is based off of they just was making up shit in there. It's not based off. It's got aspects of certain real people's lives, like the nigga that made Baby Boy, John Singleton, and certain people like Franklin. That's what his name. Franklin was like exceptional. He just went selling drugs, but he was exceptional. They called Lucky out of Paid in Full Lucky because he just was exceptional. You know what I mean? Everybody ain't gonna get that plug. Everybody ain't gonna go through the same shit and to be able to maneuver it. That's why they tell you the good die young. You got individuals that have seen people with literally like they could have did anything. I knew a dude that grew up in the ghetto with me that went and worked for NASA. He worked for NASA now. You look this nigga up, he worked for NASA. And he's close to my family. He came to my father's funeral. And he looked at us like, but I would say this, we used to tell him, don't be no nigga. My little peoples and him is not niggas. But it don't matter if you did accomplish all that, if you ain't even acknowledging the Lord, you know what I mean? Like, you don't acknowledge the Lord. So I don't give a fuck just because you never sold a crack rock or never hit a nigga in the head or robbed nobody. Like, if you don't acknowledge the Lord gonna let all that happen to you, though. That's why you got to fear the Lord. You know, a servant means you serving all the time. You don't have no pause button on this. The fuck? I don't trust for a reason. I do trust the Lord. That's why I'm gonna try to walk this to the end. My biggest fear is not to go back in the world. I'd rather die. I'd rather the Lord kill me before I go back in the world. Because I already know I ain't gonna be accepted by the world. They again, they don't like me. Like, the fuck is you talking about? You know it's an issue when you move on a spot. Nigga, you don't even stay here. So if I do something to you, do you not know I'm going to be justified by the law? That's what I'm saying, like a bunch of stupid grown niggas. And that's who all's meant to fall for what's about to happen. I'm going to reread this. This is the word. And fuck them.
Strong's G 3540. Naima.
And fuck them. You know, again, the Lord, like I said, 2/3 nigga can die in my face, and I'm not going to feel sorry for you, nothing. It says a mental perception, thought, an evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. So the video, fair use, fair use, fair use, fair use. I'm not profiting off of this. I'm just about to line this up and what's being said with scriptures. Lord willingly, this is edifying. Copyright disclaimer.
Turtle Battle. Play now for free.
Never ever sue the driver who crashed into you after a car accident. There's a better way to get compensated that's faster.
Look, this is an IQ test, and it may just be a memory test. Do you remember monkeypox? Do you remember bird flu? Do you remember every time they've tried to bring back the COVID lockdowns? We don't need to go back to that. That was a complete failure, the whole response to COVID, and don't let them bring it back. This is an IQ test at this point.
The hantavirus is a big deal right now. And so now here's Dr. Robert Malone, who was, no matter what the Atlantic magazine says, he was the inventor of the mRNA platform. He was the first one to do that. And of course, he didn't invent the COVID vaccine, but he invented the platform that it was built on. And he's got patents on many vaccines, and he's one of the leading people in that field. And so here's what he tweeted out yesterday. He said, your odds of being struck by lightning are more than 7 times greater than getting hantavirus in the USA. About 250 people get struck by lightning each year. There are about 35 cases per year of hantavirus he meant to say USA. In the USA, 35 cases a year in the USA with about 12 deaths per year on average. Obviously, hantavirus shouldn't be a big concern for the vast majority of Americans, but I turned on CNN, and here's what CNN is saying.
And what a quarantine might really mean in context of the long incubation period. And we have a question from one of our viewers.
Now, the thing is, what's spiritual about it is because I just listened to a particular elder speak on how the fact about CNN is like media for like these politicians. You know, Trump is always big up on CNN. Like, these is like they platforms they use to push they agendas and they talking points, you know. literally like considered like the least favored president right now, but you really think he's gonna be impeached? They just made an article talking about he about to go visit China and he's taking $5 billion. He's taking 5 individual billionaires with him on his trip. So what they about to go do? China and America's at odds right now, remember? That's what they saying. That's what the world perceives, right? But yeah, and still you got people that got the money to control politicians and shit all going over there with the president. So what the fuck? The scripture. I mean, Salakia. The scriptures even say that the world is a stage. Yeah, because at the end of the day, the scriptures talk about the Lord basically ordered the steps of man. Roughly paraphrase. Scripted.
They ask, it's said that it can take 8 weeks to become symptomatic. The passengers shouldn't be allowed into the public until they're completely cleared. You know, what do you, is that a fair way to look at this? I mean, how long do
and that's why individuals, I mean, I ain't on no high IQ, I've just always been like in certain places and seen certain shit, like the Lord, that's how you know the Lord really, you know, I seen something the other day and I was like, that's how you know that the Lord really real. When you can't explain how some shit happened, you know, we don't have as much might as you think. And I seen a nigga move a car. One nigga, not three. 3 niggas move a car probably easier than one, right? This nigga was so strong, that nigga was able to move a car. Because that nigga focus was all on that car. So our focus is about to be in the scriptures. You get what I'm saying? His focus was all about his human body and being just like Bruce Lee. His focus was all on his body, you know. They had so many theories about why he died. Why just couldn't the Lord said niggas over with? And I believe Bruce Lee was an Israelite as well, because Bruce Lee would be rocking the goatee around Jake.
think people should be quarantined who are either on that ship or in contact with someone who is there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the big challenge with this virus, the long incubation period. And now we have people scattered really around the globe that are being properly tracked, isolated, quarantined, and get it under control. But what they did was they quarantined and isolated people for 40 days because of the long incubation period. So unfortunately, this is a key factor in us trying to figure out, how do we keep people safe? How do we prevent further spread? I mean, what we're all tracking right now is that potential secondary spread. And then how do we minimize those who are infected from infecting others?
So there is, again, CNN being completely alarmist about another pandemic and wanting people to be quarantined and trying to scare the hell out of everybody at the behest of certainly Big Pharma, which pays 70% of their bills. What's your reaction to this hantavirus pandemonium?
Look, this is an IQ test.
And they show you a lot of these things in a lot of these movies. The elder just said it the other day. Why do you think I talk about movies so much? Motherfucker, ain't that slow. Come on. I mean, I may come across crazy, but crazy just means you don't understand it. Right.
May just be a memory test. Do you remember monkeypox? Do you remember bird flu? Do you remember every time they've tried to bring back the COVID lockdowns? The laptop class longs for the days when they...
So almost 6 minute video. If you really, it's lucky. If you're that interested, I'm sure you can go look it up yourself. I did a lot of talking. I'm getting upset because, again, Satan. You know, it's funny because I keep on moving to these spiritual streets, right? That's how I know the Lord got me in the movie for the reason. For the reason. Whatever reason my reason is, you know. You know. But every street I've gone to, you know, is literally a little different, but worse, more. I tried to take a picture of it. I was gonna make a video about it. And then all the streets I've lived on for the last like 3 years have all been like spiritual streets with like spiritual names. Like, so You know, the Lord may say, I don't want to be in it. Hey, it's a quote by this guy here. His name is I always butcher his name. Paulo Coelho. And it's a quote he made. Because I don't know if I played that part because I wanted to play it at that part. He said, if you want to control people, make them afraid. So I want to play that part. Dude saying it. Fair use, fair use.
I want to sue my landlord, but I don't know where to start.
They gonna get
What
their money,
documents do I
nigga.
need to legally start a business?
The laptop class longs for the days when they could just sit at home and order their crap on Amazon and get their.
That's how he took it on some grown man shit. Like, nigga want to just be lazy. It's really about control. Like, this is like the elders say, this is amateur night. You know what I'm saying? At the Apollo. You know how many niggas get booed off the stage? A motherfucker that actually can understand. You know, Cameron said something about Dame Dash, and it's funny because that wrestler whooped. I mean, I remember Dave Chappelle making a statement. He said, nigga, I'd be did something to this nigga Puff Daddy. They'll never know I did it. They'd be like, oh, did you hear about what happened to Puff Daddy? He said, nigga, Falcon just came in. But the point is, you don't know if that dude really fucked Cameron up. Because you disrespecting people like you got bigger than your britches. But he said Dame Dash's skill or his talent was finding niggas with talent. That's a talent. Because he can see what people can't see. And to actually put faith and trust behind somebody like that, that's like loyalty and trust and hope and faith and confidence, all that, you know. Now, trust me, you got to have people behind people. But you know how many people talented that don't even get recognized? Saying all that to say this, fuck this place and these fucked up ass people. I'm one heard the happen, right? Then you got, like, I'm watching the Lord. That's why we got to really, like, be in these scriptures to the point when something happened. Like Bruce Lee said, what'd he say? He said, I don't hit. He said the fist hit because he didn't practice punching so much. It's muscle memory. So you got to read the scripture so much that it's muscle memory. This is like simple shit. But when you take the time to meditate on it, it's deeper. Because we talk about these things, but how many times do you actually utilize or employ or actually do it?
Groceries delivered. Never go out and see anybody and collect a paycheck and have it their way. And look, we don't need to go back to that. That was a
Hey, you know, you got to think about this. You know how many people was more happier during when CV happened in 2020? This is how fucked up people is. You got people that really was happier back then because they looked at it, it was more hope then than it is now. It was easy to get unemployment. They didn't question nothing. And then guess what they did though? Show you how dumb motherfuckers is. They went back, oh, you really I got unemployment for like one time because I couldn't, it was a lot going on. I couldn't sit in the house. I mean, I sit in the house before I go out and be in niggas' faces, but I'd rather be by myself. So I go to the woods, I go to the lake, but point is, I didn't even get they try to say that I had to pay back a certain amount of money. The Lord was with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was crazy. I was like, what the fuck? They just gave everybody the money. Then they went back afterwards and was like, well, you know what? They start checking shit. You know how fraudulent and that's like when a motherfucker solicits you to commit a crime. You know what I'm saying? They trying to make you do something. They do that. They'll put a bait car in the hood, a car with the keys in the. Let's see who's gonna steal it, because they gotta create crime. This is an evil fucking place, man.
Complete failure, the whole response to COVID, and don't let them bring it back. This is an IQ test at this point.
Hey, I will be surprised if they flag. Fair use.
Even the WHO is in on it too. So
11-second video. You know what I'm talking about?
One of the good things they did was they pulled this Trump administration. They pulled us out of the WHO. I mean, in my estimation, that was a good thing. And here is the World Health Organization is now openly saying that the hantavirus outbreak.
put himself out of the WHO so he can do what he's trying to do. As far as the Monroe or Trump roll, whatever the fuck he called it, like that new doctrine, he want to conquer all this shit, and a lot of those nations that he want, you know, these different sovereign states, he want to literally like pull and make them one. So therefore, yeah, he can't be up under that if he gonna try to do that. This is a script.
Proves why the world needs centralized global health control. Let's listen to just a few seconds of this.
But how does that translate in a global solidarity? I will let time to tell, but we really need this incident, this outbreak has seen why the world needs a global entity that coordinates this. The Argentina support how they came forward.
So what he said was this outbreak of hantavirus, which again, as Dr. Robert Malone says, you have a greater chance of being hit by lightning than catching this. The WHO is now currently saying this is proof that we need a central health organization for the world like the WHO. Do you have a response to that?
Yeah, the WHO is the first cousin of the WEF, the World Economic Forum. And those are the Epstein class. Look, there are a class of billionaires who want, Bill Gates included. By the way, the CEO of the World Economic Forum had to resign over the Epstein files recently. But they're all first cousins. They all want more control. They will not let any crisis go to waste, and they'll manufacture a crisis if they don't have one already, because fear is the biggest motivator of people, and they know.
Fear is the biggest motivator of people. That's what I wanted. I forgot I watched that much of it. I should play it all, but I'm not, you know. Do some motherfucking homework. You know what I'm saying? Lazy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying brothers because I only got a certain amount of people that's listening to me, which I like it like that. I like it like that. I ain't for everybody. I'm not even a people person. But the Lord uses certain times in my video. I'll see a video, it went viral. You know what I mean? You like, well, not viral. Viral to me is like more than 100 people. Like, yeah. To me, like, because... But I'm hoping these is real people that's really like, they got something out of it, you know what I mean? Anyhow, this guy here, Paulo Cole, and he seemed like he, you know, the elder even said that you got Esau and Jake joined together. The Illuminati is not just, you know, the true illuminated ones is the ones that's ruling this earth, and they illuminated by the darkness, you know. But, you know, you got Jake. Pay attention to what they doing right now. Rap ain't paying, so every rapper got a podcast now. Pay attention. And I watched the dude break that shit down. He was like, see, now the new record deal is these podcasts. He brought up how Tony Yayo and what's that, Uncle Murder literally got in an argument. Got in an argument online. Why they doing the podcast? He walked off, then he came back. He said, you know, these people, somebody told him, like, nigga, you know, you got to make that money. You know, he like, shit, they paying us to do this, so I'm going to go ahead. They don't even really fuck with each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said the state of the so-called black man or these, you know, these Puerto Ricans, these Mexicans that's trying to do this shit carnally, not going to work. You don't even really like each other. It's not no real brotherly love. I seen brotherly love in its truth, but I also seen it's niggas amongst us. I very well might be the main one. Maybe that's why I'm here. I don't believe that, but you know what I mean? Like, the Lord know my shit is gonna be ugly. My shit'll implicate you in some shit, not gonna make you look righteous. It's gonna make it look bad. And I didn't even do the shit, so I got a testimony. Trust and believe that shit. Anyhow. But when you read the book, we can see, you should just, like, if the Lord put the Spirit on you, go read it. It's a spiritual book, nonetheless. But he made this quote. It says, if you want to control someone, all you have to do is make them feel afraid. Because he was pretty much, you know, he, like, George Carlson was like, shit, you not part of that club. Obviously, he is, though. He very well could be an Israelite. You know, it sounds like he Northern Kingdom and whatnot. But just because you got a certain name doesn't. I remember, everybody say Arnold Schwarzenegger or Schwarzenegger is a nigga, but I say he's not. Now that's terrifying to realize that the Lord, because Arnold Schwarzeneggers don't even like niggas, but the Lord can do that, and I didn't get that at first. I was like, damn, you know, it's a whole thing about those two black sisters. I had a book when I was in. I ain't gonna keep on saying right, but I came across a lot of books. I had a book when they found Noah's Ark. This bitch threw away all that shit. I mean, I had a true demon. And I used to tell brothers about, I got a demon. They never told me nothing. They just laughed at it. Like, that's what I went through. Fuck is you talking about? Nobody set me down. Damn, well, you got to do it. You know what I mean? Like, nobody did none of that. We talked here and there. And I'm not mad at Jay because at the end of the day, that's my lot. It took me a long time to accept that shit. And at the end of the day, Jay going through shit, you know. It was a blessing for the brother just to take the time to speak to you. You got certain brothers ain't even been around certain brothers, but we ready to die for each other. See, make that make sense. You know, certain men understand certain. That's why the elder said what he said. You know, again, I remember the young brother said, he said, we a young camp. I said, well, they thinking, you know, you got all this. No, just because you got a lot of knowledge and understanding certain things, a man might have experienced everything, but certain shit. It's a particular movie with the dude that played on, I can't think of this nigga name, but he was like, some young punks came into the spot he was eating at, they harassing everybody. He took the toughest nigga about to fuck him up. Like, nigga, he said, man, I fought in this many wars, I done did this. He's a man of few words, but he said a lot that day. He said, nigga, I only loved one woman, so I don't even love living. I made this a fucking dramatic. I didn't mean to. But the point is, and look, they got the book, they talk about some devil. I didn't even read, I wouldn't read that one, Devil and Mrs. Prim. But it probably got a lot of spiritual, you know, like, because if you really got the Lord dealing with you, you can see spirituality in a lot of stuff. In a fiction novel, in a video game, like, get the fuck out of here. If you know, you know, and if you don't, you don't. This is the book of First Peter. Chapter 5 and verse 8. So don't fall for this shit. Because again, those that the Lord dealing with, he ain't going to let you just succumb to this shit. Those that he's not, get them. Hey, what that nigga say? Get them, girls. Biggie said it first, I believe. He say, nigga, I got 2 Rockwallers. I feed them gunpowder. Which is stupid because that's going to make them stupid. But the point is, a dog, if it's vicious, is just vicious. You look for certain traits in the dog like you look in people. Like that guy Custom Model, which I think he Jake. I think he Jake. The elder probably think he Jake. Jake, the elder, beloved elder, know boxing, right? He probably could look, you know, and probably see. They probably told him about, right. They probably told him. Hey, back then you had to be so slick. That nigga name wasn't even that. You know, that nigga lied to do this. Like, motherfuckers was desperate doing shit. You know what I'm saying? Imagine that. So just imagine what's coming back. You know what I'm talking about? Right. In the news. This is book of 1 Corinthians. I keep saying Corinthians for whatever reason. Something that 1 Corinthians from me, huh? I'm going to read it later. 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. Sober doesn't necessarily mean being drunk. You shouldn't be intoxicated like that in public. I remember I had a faggot ass sheriff talk about some, it smelled like alcohol in your breath. Nigga, it's not illegal to drink and drive. It's illegal to be drunk. Motherfucker just tell you shit and be like, you stupid. So when and then that nigga had to put my shit in the cart. This shit got a little weight. You thought I was just a little low body ass nigga. You bitch ass, smack the shit out of you. Then you gonna grab that. You gonna grab something because this nigga hit kind of hard. Like, yeah, nigga, you know how much I'm here. Most of the niggas I know that was badass niggas dead. They left my little low level ass. Huh? 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant. Salakia. He made me think of the brother. He said, be sober, be vigilant. When you go into that word vigilant, you about to look it up, but it's like persistent. It's like damn, they always used to call that brother diligent. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And a lot of the people he about to devour, because a lot of these people are stupid. A lot of people, you can't see this shit. The elder was just calling people stupid. And I feel him on that. I'm going to agree with him. I'm going to concur. I like the brother. I'm going to concur. Wonder why? Because these people is fucking stupid. Like, you telling to be. It was so refreshing to work this job and talk to a dude. And this dude was like, oh, I don't subscribe to this and I don't subscribe to that. But he could think. I gave him the truth. Let the Spanish brothers get him. Get him, brothers. Get him, brothers. He was like, oh, I'm following it. I'm listening. Yeah, that's some spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It says, where is it? Vigilant.
Strong's G 1127. Gregareo.
To keep awake, watch, or figuratively be vigilant, wake, watch. So, like diligent, constantly, basically being constant. And that's why the elder pushes, don't take no break. Because the elder's probably saying everything. I ain't knocking it. You know, the elder's saying everything. He probably like, man, if you do this, that's probably going to happen. That's terrifying. You don't want to fall out of this truth right now. But a lot of people ain't going to see it because the Lord ain't dealing with them. The Lord purposely blinded certain people. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them. And if you can't understand the true word, you know, because you got false pastors set up by Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, because the scriptures tell you in the Bible, in the book of Isaiah chapter 45, the Most High God create good. The scriptures is talking about he create good and evil. He make darkness and light. So the Lord do both of them. Just like it tells you that the Lord created the deceived and the deceiver. He controls both of it. So if you deceived, is the Lord's will for you to be deceived. So again, a lot of people that's gonna fall for this, which, you know, again, I never followed this. I seen so many brothers do videos on it. And I never followed this, but I'm listening to it. They say it's like very hard to get this, but if you get it, it's over with. But they already talking about nigga, they fucking up their own narrative. You know what I'm saying? They fucking up their own shit. You know, you like, how the fuck you gonna sit there and put out this? It's not hard, but then you go push, nigga, you gotta be worried because motherfuckers is stupid. That's a spell. It's a psyop. You know what I'm saying? It's witchcraft, sorcery. You know what I mean? You talk about it ain't that dangerous, but nigga, you get this shit, you go, and then our niggas will be, and niggas is so weak. Yeah, my friend, like, we gonna wear masks. I say I ain't wear masks, dear. I'm not gonna wear a mask now, cause why? The fuck? It is a narrative being pushed though. Let's get something else. This book of it's the book of Romans chapter 11 and verse 7, and it reads, what then? Israel have not attained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. The Lord purposely blinded those that were not of the elect, so they're going to succumb to this. And rightfully so, because you ain't right. Again, I don't give a fuck how favored you are. The scriptures talk about gifts are given without repentance. The Lord don't care. He gave you this gift. That's probably a stumbling block for you. A nigga like LeBron James, a nigga like Kevin Hart. Kevin Hart came from nothing, right? Well, I ain't gonna say that. Kevin Hart didn't just grow up with a project-ass crackhead mama. He was talking about how his grandmother, well, I don't know that, but I do know that he said he went and did his thing. You had individuals go out to cities like California or New York to try to make they stake their claim and come up. And guess what? They literally probably did shit they'll never tell you they did. Kevin Hart said he had his people pay his rent up for like a year. His mouth, not mine. I think Kevin Hart said that, and I believe Jamie Foxx said that. Jamie Foxx said as soon as he got his first big check, he said he gave his grandma the money back. And she was like, she didn't want the money. You get what I'm saying? She was like, I didn't even want the money. And he made her take it. He paid everybody rent or some shit like that. He was like, because she was like, I invested in you. That's how she looked at it like, yeah, you know what I mean? Again, you know, another aspect in that show that really caught my attention was her son. Her son was an addict. And he wanted to die. And everybody that would meet him, though, like just was so caught up in his vibration that he wanted to die, but people was enjoying him. But then if he was sad, everybody would feel that shit too. Like he was like I like this one probably more than the other one. Like for real, like the Fear the Walking Dead. So if the Lord ain't dealing with you, you not gonna see this for what it is. And yeah, I pray by all means you get caught up. Nigga, fuck you. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm one of them. Nigga, fuck you. You evil, nigga. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 4. And it reads, I'm gonna read up. I'm gonna start at verse 1 to 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 2 and verse 1. 2 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry as we have received mercy, we faint not. That's why you ain't supposed to give up. I mean, you fight to the last breath. That's what man's supposed to do. And all of us don't do it. If
you're over 64 and on medication,
because it's easier said than done. Like I say again, but the scriptures do say, you know, which much is given, much is required. Yeah, I never thought about that when I was catching my hair. I wish a brother would have told me it. But also, you know, about, you know, anything worthwhile. I don't know if that's in the scripture, but anything worthy, you know, well, the scriptures say, you know, through much tribulation we will receive the kingdom. So, yeah, we gonna catch holy hellfire, and we deserve it. Think about it. It ain't like we don't deserve it. That's what really keeps me from like crying, or you know, like I brother be like, you always crying about something. Like, man, then when they go through something, they just angry at everybody. I watched that shit, man. It's funny. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 1.
If you're over 64,
therefore, seeing we have this ministry, which this is what's keeping us alive. And I'm not bringing this up to literal like, oh, you just ain't got over it. I'm bringing it up because it happened. I got the right to say whatever the fuck I want. Maybe that's for the Lord got me saying it. Like, you took time. Like, no, I don't have to. What that nigga say? I ain't got time to bleed. He said, got time to die. You want some mercy. Please, Lord, don't kill me. Right? Therefore, seeing we have this ministry as we have received mercy, we faint not. I'm not a great orator, you know what I mean? Because motherfucker, I seen a nigga that ain't shit talk well. That don't mean nothing. But have renounced the hit thing, talking about popping cord, talking shit like a motherfucker. You got grown ass men go to the barbershop just to hear niggas talk shit. You don't even get, like, you know what I'm saying? You know, men need to be in their elements. You know, I get it. I got a house full of fucking female. I got 2 dogs that's boys. I used to sleep by my dogs like a Edomite, nigga. Just so I could get this shit rubbed on me. Can't never be over, like the elder just said, everything is a balance. But have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of the Most High deceitfully. And those that's got these positions and lying and doing all this whole fucked up shit for filthy lucre's sake. Oh my God, I don't want to be next to you when the Lord come get you. Well, just imagine thinking you doing something righteous because you with this man because the Lord favoring you. But that could be Satan. Like the Lord said, yeah, get that nigga there. Let's see what he gonna do with it. You know what I'm saying? How many people will come into some money and give everybody something or look out for, like, you know what I mean? Like, man, that's terrifying to the group.
Congratulations, you have been approved.
That's why I really have a lot of respect for my elders and apostles. Like, I heard certain horror stories. I can imagine what certain people could do. I remember Jake sitting up there, I ain't got it. When knowing you got it. And I get, the scriptures do say, don't cast your pearls before swine. But I've seen Jake sit up there and say, you doing better than them. Well, go ahead. Like, the Lord that might be a test from the Lord. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I got a lot of questions, but I'm to the point we just gonna go ahead and rock this shit out because
if you're over 64,
because once you get in the car, it is. You know what I'm saying? You can't get out the car now, nigga. You're stuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, but by manifestation of the truth, commending ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of the Most High. Because the Most High watching. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. You lost if you in this world and you can't see if you can't see this, that's mean the Lord really got you just like, nigga. So you liable to do when you lost, you liable to do anything. And I watched the brother speak on that recently. He was like, well, shit, they gonna crush the society to the point, because if they lock you out of your banking, you know how many articles I've seen about that? I just never did a video on it because we all should be able to see this. I was talking about how during tax season, my bank wasn't even
over 64
allowing us to get what we asking for. So I was like, well, damn, is this bank about to fail? Just imagine that. You want me to trust you with my money, but you can't even give me the amount of my money. Are you crazy? Verse 4, the point. In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine onto them. You know, a lot of these people is blind to what the Lord about to do. I'm going to bring that back again. I think it was Isaiah 8:20. You know, a lot of people is literally blind to what the Lord about to do. But, you know, that's because the Lord don't want them. I'm going to bring this back again. Isaiah chapter 8 and verse 20. To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there's no light in them.
You're leaving $174 a month on the table.
But what is that? Romans 11:7. But the rest were blinded. That's spiritual too, because I normally don't remember. I don't remember all this, and I've been drinking. Romans 11 verse 7, it says, what then is Israel hath not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. Going to the word election. Selection, divine. Divine, selection, chosen, election. The chosen have seen, the rest of these people haven't seen because you wasn't chosen. So the Lord gonna let you die horribly, and I can't wait. I'm not even gonna watch it. I've got all this other shit going on, but I'm gonna be like, good. You know, like the elder brother was saying about.
You're over 64
elder brother was like, go ahead and close and shut this shit down. Like, fuck this shit. So I'm on. So let it be. If you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, and commandments of your power. His true name in the Paleo Hebrew is Yahweh. By Hashem Yahushua, you will be destroyed. With that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to call Elohim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Hakodash. Double honors to the elders, to the apostles that I learned this truth from. Peace and salutations to the Akim. Across the four quarters of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives. Freedom to do so now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim Akwata, to listen and learning. Slack it. Lord willing, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations. Appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, Lord willingly. Shalom, shalom. Kwame Yasharala and Mawatha Babal.